Something I do know is that a certain lady that I watched in the ring, very impressive lady, is still taking your advice, Kev. My earbud fell out. I saw someone working pretty big.
She's a
Did you
she's a,
notice?
she's a stud, man. I think I mean we had a couple back and forth, but I think that I mean all I did was kind of give her to just like one or two things like come on, like you don't have to you're working too soft, you're working too small. That's all I had to do, and I think she just went back, watched it, and she went fuck that. I am walking like, and I know that like getting advice from me is always going to be like, well, I'm getting advice from Big Lazy. No, man, you're giving advice. You're too damn fucking much bigger than everybody else, and you got a great look. You got charisma. It's like your shit looks good. She's got 1,000. I mean, she can actually grapple a little bit.
Yeah. But isn't that the isn't that these subtle things that you talk about? I was on a show last night. I was on a podcast, and they were asking me about doing the show and talking about wrestling with you and stuff. And I said it's the new, unless you're talking to a wrestler. Like, you could be the biggest fan in the world and have all these theories, but if you're not talking to a wrestler, there's some logic that's going to escape you because you've never been in the situation and have to carve it out. So this is a perfect example. So working big. It's one thing to be big and wow, it's powerful, looks great in the ring and stuff. But stylistically, even if you can do the flippy, fally stuff,
Right.
you're establishing a role for yourself and guidelines. You have to have guidelines. I'm 6'10". My guidelines are different than the 6'3"
Well, yeah,
guy or
because
girl.
when you look at what you have as a package, you're definitely not going to be as proficient off the top rope or aerially than somebody that's 5'4".
Hmm.
So, but you make that up in you don't just flat back for people. Like she's done a
Right.
really good job. Like I know, I mean, she probably watched. I mean, on some films and went, "Oh, I get it." Like when he goes out of the ring, he goes
Hmm.
through the ropes. Like he doesn't flat back like everyone else.
Hmm.
And it's and a lot of times she's going after somebody and they use her momentum to get her out of the ring. Where it's and those are the key
Right.
things because if you're not going to work big, then why you're you can't teach somebody to be 6 feet tall.
Hmm.
You can teach them anything else, but you can't teach them. You can't teach height. You can't teach size.
But that's something that in training has to be addressed, right? Because you can't blanket train people. It's almost like the NFL, right? You have your linebacker coach and you have your quarterback coach and you have your lineman coach. Almost in wrestling, you kind of need a big guy coach or a big girl coach. You need an aerial coach, and not everybody can get the same education. Do they
No,
do that?
I well I know that Matt's Prince Albert, but Matt is down there to teach the bigs how to work, and I don't know what her background is, where she came, like where she broke in or anything else. I just know that when I saw her work and I'd seen on the internet they were calling her Big Mommy Cool,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, oh, sweet. And then I watched her work, and I was just like, she's not. She's got the look. She's got everything she needs. She's just not working strong.
Hmm.
So, but she does
But it's
now.
a big, yeah, but it's a big thing, Kev. It's, it's,
Yeah, but
those are the details. That's where the
the
magic
last
is.
the last thing anybody in the locker room is going to do to the biggest person or one of the bigger people in the locker room is go up to them and say, "Hey, by the way, I know I'm going to be working with you tonight, but I really don't think you should sell half my shit because you're way too fucking big, and it's going to make you look like shit." They're going to fucking get everything they can in. That's just the way it is. And until you get smart and you say, you know what, fuck that. It looks stupid and I'm not doing it.
Hmm.
I remember one time Jericho told me, he said, Kane's a way better hand than you are because, and I stopped him. I said, because he'll let you do all that shit that I won't. And he said, yeah. And I said, doesn't make him a better worker. I said, I protect myself more than like there was
Right.
no reason for me to ever, like Glenn always would do that clothesline up the top, but it was kind of like he never stood up and did. It was just something to do, and Glenn was athletic, and Glenn's a big old fucker too. But
Yeah.
to me, with my knees, it was just like I couldn't see fucking doing that. I remember when Tank when he was with Mean Mark and he dropped an elbow off the top rope at WCW as his finish. And man,
Mm.
how long before that fucking got old?
Yeah.
Fuck that, man. Like you want the last thing you want to do is you're going over and you're killing you're taking years off of your life at the same time. It's one thing to drop a leg, it's another thing to drop an elbow off the top rope at
Yeah.
6'10".
And what was he weighing at the time, you think?
God, Marcus always, he was probably 310, 315 back then.
Yeah. Just the toll. I always go back to the physical. Like we talked about Hogan dropping the leg, right? Wasn't a very spectacular looking finish. And
No, but he got height. When you see pictures like almost every time you see a picture of him and it's from ring angle, Hulk's leg is almost parallel with the top rope.
right. But
And he was fucking 320.
even if he just even if he just dropped from where he was at three, well, he's also six. What was he, about 6'8", six?
No, fuck, he was maybe 6'6" at his tallest.
Hulk, really? Okay.
Yeah,
So he was 300 at least, right? 310, 320, I think,
I'd
right?
say 320.
He was usually billed at 320, I think, for what I remember. Um, even just 320 pounds on a hip bone, it was the same. Was it the same
But it
leg every
wasn't.
time? I wondered. Did he
Yeah,
alternate
no, he dropped it. He dropped the right
the right
leg
leg every time? Oh,
because everything you do is right. You drop always the right elbow. But the thing with it, it's not the hip as much as it's the compression of the
on the spine.
spine.
Yeah.
That's all those years that I fucking gave those guys the side slam, which was every night. And so not only was I jumping up in the air to get like, to get some air so it looked more impressive, but I was protecting them, so I was landing with a 260-pound guy in my arms with 310, 320 pounds of my body weight on top of that. So it was, in essence, a 550 pound to 80-pound compression on my lumbar.
Mm.
And, one day I fucking went and trained legs and got up the next morning and my leg wouldn't fire anymore. And I went and got an MRI, and they said, "Fuck, dude, your lower back's all herniated, and you got stenosis." And I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, I mean, kind of. You don't have to be coming off the top rope to have. to be injury prone with dropping an elbow. Again, you're dropping an elbow. You're putting weight. Your spine. I'll use all the wrong words here, but your spine is now kind of curved, right? You're going to be taking impact again on the hip, right?
Scapula.
Right. The person you're landing on will take some of the brunt, but you obviously can't come down all your weight on it. So even just basic thing like dropping an elbow, a side elbow,
Well, just look at a
for
flat back bump.
years.